The glitch that loved back, a true mystery told like a dream remembered wrong. It began the way every I Almost Died story does, with the sound of metal arguing with destiny. Her name was Marielle, a woman who always swore the universe was late to her appointments. She was driving home from work in the rain, humming an old Erykah Badu song about next lifetimes, when the truck came out of nowhere, as if coded in by a bored programmer having a bad day. The windshield exploded into diamond dust. Everything went silent. Then the light folded in on itself, not white light, but a thick honey gold glow that hummed like a saxophone warming up. And there she was, barefoot, standing in what looked like a field of stars, pretending to be grass. Her first thought wasn't, "Am I dead?" It was, "Damn, I finally made it somewhere on time." From across this surreal horizon, she saw someone, a man, walking toward her, holding a leash. A dog trotted beside him, tail wagging as if greeting an old friend it hadn't met yet. Meanwhile, Eli had just been dumped. Again. His girlfriend, a fiercely opinionated sculptor, had finally had enough of him not standing up for her at a dinner where her ex tried to explain art to her. Eli just stood there like a mannequin at the Museum of Regret. She stormed out, leaving behind a half-finished sculpture of him that somehow looked more alive than he felt. So now he was walking his dog Bishop under the hum of streetlights that flickered like broken halos. He whispered, "At least you'll never leave me, huh?" Bishop farted in response. Unconditional love in its purest form. That's when they saw her. She was lying by the side of the road, hair tangled in glass and mist, but her body was glowing faintly, as if a candle had been lit inside her. Eli ran over, kneeling beside her, calling out, "Hey, hey, you're okay!" Her eyes fluttered open. For a second they recognized each other, the way two souls do when they remember they've rehearsed this meeting in another timeline. "You came," she whispered, voice shaking. "Of course," he said, not knowing why it felt true. He called 911, held her hand, told her everything would be all right. Bishop rested his chin on her arm like a furry guardian. Sirens grew closer. Rain turned to silver threads. But when Eli turned back to reassure her one more time, she was gone. Just gone. No body, no blood, no sign she had ever been there. Only Bishop whining and the faint smell of static in the air. For years, Eli couldn't shake it. Therapists said trauma, priests said miracle, Reddit said glitch in the Matrix. He tried moving on, got new jobs, new heartbreaks, new reasons to curse at self-checkout machines. But deep down, he carried that night like a tattoo under his ribs. 3 years later, he was in a cafe pretending to write poetry, but really just doom-scrolling through X's. That's when someone bumped his table, spilling coffee all over his notebook. "I'm so sorry," the woman said, grabbing napkins. He looked up and froze. It was her, Marielle. Same eyes, same light behind them. Only now she was alive and real, or at least as real as anyone in this weird simulation. They both laughed, nervously, like people who've just realized the punchline of a cosmic joke. "I've seen you before," she said slowly, "in a dream, or maybe a crash." Eli swallowed hard. No, not a dream. That night they sat under the stars and compared memories, hers from a world that didn't make sense, his from a night that never happened. And between laughter, tears, and Bishop's occasional barks, they accepted the truth neither could prove. They had met in the space between realities. A single frame skipped in the film reel of the universe. Maybe love, real love, wasn't found in timelines that made sense. Maybe it existed only in the glitches, those divine mistakes that prove the system still has a soul. In whispers, they stayed together. Sometimes when thunder rolled and the lights flickered, they both swore they could hear the sound of tires skidding on wet asphalt, followed by the voice of the universe saying, "Scene reset. Try again, lovers."
To our beautiful collective, from our day ones to every new soul joining this journey, we love and appreciate you deeply. You've turned this space into so much more than a community. You've made it a family. Thank you, truly. Your presence, your energy, and even the smallest acts of kindness have the power to shift the compass for many in ways unseen but deeply felt. Here's to each of you, all new and the many more to come. We're just getting started, and we're so grateful you're here with us. With love and infinite appreciation from the collective of Shaman Ahll.
Title: Love, Fangs and Goblin Gains, a romantic comedy for the wild and the wicked. It starts in a gym that smells like ambition and protein farts. Rickard, a moody vampire with the cheekbones of regret, had recently quit drinking blood, too high in iron, and taken up personal training. His business slogan, "Let's raise your heart rate," literally. Across town, deep in the woods behind a no trespassing sign carved with sarcasm, lived Lyra, a werewolf who'd rather lift logs than deal with humans. She was stunning, wild, and unapologetically anti-deodorant. The townsfolk were obsessed with her glow. They'd corner her in grocery stores, whispering, "What's your secret to youth?" Her reply, dead serious, trapped gas and eye contact. They never asked again. Enter Gregory the Goblin, a mischievous green menace with an ego the size of a yoga ball. He possessed the strange ability to make anyone, or anything, visible or invisible to the human eye depending on his mood. Governments wanted him. Influencers feared him. The FBI had a folder on him titled "Do Not Engage Before Coffee." He'd been skipping leg day for centuries, so one morning he strutted into Rickard's gym wearing nothing but gym shorts, flip-flops and confidence. "Make me swole," Gregory demanded. "I'm tired of being mistaken for a child's drawing." Rickard sighed. "Fine, but no glowing green sweat this time. My janitor quit last week." One day, during a particularly chaotic deadlift session, Gregory used telekinesis to cheat. Lyra stormed in, literally smelling of pine and passive aggression. "Who's playing music that sounds like a blender having an identity crisis?" she growled. Rickard turned. Their eyes met. Cue thunder, cue awkward silence, cue Goblin doing burpees in the background yelling, "Kiss already!" That's when things got weirder. Gregory accidentally sneezed mid-workout, activating his power and making both Rickard and Lyra vanish from human sight. They were trapped between realms, stuck halfway in the material world, halfway in some mystical DMV of lost souls and unpaid gym memberships. Now they had to work together to find Gregory before he sneezed again and erased them permanently. Lyra hated it. Rickard loved it. He hadn't felt this alive since Disco died. Their journey was part explosive action, part romantic disaster. Lyra fought off bounty hunters with one hand while eating beef jerky. Rickard used his vampire hypnosis to get free Wi-Fi in abandoned diners. Gregory kept live-streaming their arguments, calling it paranormal fit talk. And somewhere between dodging bullets and bickering about garlic intolerance, the werewolf and vampire realized they had something rare. Chemistry. Not the lab kind. The kind that makes your undead heart do backflips. In the final showdown, Gregory went full goblin mode, glowing neon green and threatening to make the entire human race invisible, just to get some peace. Lyra, snarling, shouted, "Gregory, you don't need invisibility to be seen. You just need better lighting and fewer insecurities." Even Rickard clapped. "She's right. Also, your form on those squats is tragic." They saved the day, restored visibility, and finally kissed in front of the world, half wolf, half vampire, full chaos. Gregory got a sponsorship deal with Gatorade. Moral of the story: sometimes love finds you in the dumbest, sweatiest, most inconvenient dimension possible. And if someone asks for your secret to eternal youth, just smile, let one slip, and never break eye contact. Title: The Scent Thief of Solara, a cosmic anime mystery that smells like trouble. In a galaxy where beauty is measured by scent and stars hum in frequencies of perfume, there lived a villain so strange, even his name felt like a sneeze in a dream. Varney of the Lost Nose. Varney wasn't just any villain. He was a scent vandal. He'd sneak into worlds shimmering with divine fragrance, the orchards of Aeon, the rose nebula of Lathera, even the moon gardens of Keplarion, and strip them of their smell. He left nothing behind but a whiff of confusion and something weird. Not foul, not pleasant, just unnameable. A scent that made poets question reality and dogs develop theology. It was said if you caught the scent too long, you'd remember things you'd never lived. Funerals for stars, the laughter of dying gods, and your grandmother's kitchen before grief learned her name. Varney hated it most of all. He'd curse the air, whispering, "Why can't I smell like anything normal? Like betrayal or lavender?" Meanwhile, across the radiant belt of Solara lived Lyra Soleil, a cosmic agent with sunlit eyes and a dangerous hobby. She could track smells through time. To her, every being had a scent note. Love smelled like baked sugar and lightning. Lies smelled like rain hitting static. And the sun itself? Oh, the sun smelled like honey caramelized on golden skin. She loved that smell. Too much, perhaps. She'd once been caught following it through galaxies, chasing that warm, glowing sweetness that lingered after dawn, the neck of the sun, as she called it, laughing nervously when her co-workers teased her about her solar crush. But when planets began waking scentless, Lyra was called in. Her mission: find whoever was stealing the fragrance of creation. Her intuition said, follow the weird smell. It led her to a floating market where music smelled like cinnamon and glass vendors hummed in ultraviolet. And there he was, tall, cloaked, eyes hidden behind lenses that reflected galaxies collapsing in slow motion. Varney, the scent thief. He turned to her before she could speak. "You can smell me," he said, half amused, half haunted. "Everyone can smell you," she replied. "No one can stand it." "Not true," he whispered. "You followed it." And in that moment, she realized she had. The very scent she'd been obsessed with, the warm sugar of the sun's neck, was him. It had always been him. What followed was chaos wrapped in cosmic romance, a chase across nebula trains, a fight inside a perfume storm, a kiss that smelled like ozone and regret. Lyra learned his curse. Varney had once tried to bottle the scent of divinity itself, the aroma of creation at dawn, and in doing so, he became it. He could never smell beauty again without destroying it. And the sun? It wasn't angry he'd stolen its scent. It missed him. Because once upon a time, Varney was its alchemist, the perfumer who made sunlight smell like joy. In the end, Lyra stood over the dying Aurora, holding his hand. "Why do you keep taking them?" she asked softly. Varney smiled weakly. "Because if I can't smell love, I might as well erase it." The sun rose then, pouring gold over everything, burning away his body, but leaving one lingering scent in the air. Warm sugar, golden skin, and the ache of something almost forgiven. Sometimes when the cosmic winds blow through the galaxies of Solara, travelers swear they catch a whiff of something familiar, like love that almost worked out. Lyra just smiles and says, "That's him." The scent thief finally found what he was looking for. Title: Cosmic Hoodie Heist, a comedy of love, lies, and laundry beyond the stars. He came back from the other side of the universe, not for revenge, not for glory, but for his woman and his sweatshirt. Let's be clear, this wasn't just any hoodie. This was the hoodie, the one she slept in, cried in, baked cosmic cookies in, and wore during full moons to remind the stars she still belonged to someone who made galaxies jealous. And now? Her so-called best friend, a walking perfume commercial named Trixia Vega, was wearing it, on purpose, smiling in public, acting like it was hers. And the woman he crossed galaxies for? She didn't even know she'd been cosmically bamboozled. Our hero, Zephyr, half human, half stardust, 100% bad at moving on. He'd been gone for years, trapped in the outer veil, doing penance for crimes he couldn't remember and cosmic taxes he never paid. He returned in style, glowing slightly, smelling like ozone and heartbreak, and ready to reclaim what was his. Our heroine, Luna, the one who accidentally made him fall in love by laughing at his funeral once. Long story. Smart, stunning, slightly feral, with a sense of humour sharp enough to cut his reincarnation contract in half. And our villain, Trixia Vega, best friend turned spiritual con artist. She stole Luna's eyeliner, her parking spot, and now, her damn destiny. She wasn't after Zephyr. She was after his frequency. See, Zephyr wasn't just a lover, he was a dimensional password. Whoever bonded to him held the key to rewrite their fate. And Trixia? She wanted a new one. Scene 1. Zephyr lands in a dive bar that smells like expired wishes and cheap moonshine. He spots Trixia across the room, wearing his hoodie, sipping on something glowing, pretending not to notice him. He walks over, slow, smirk crooked, voice velveted in danger. "Nice hoodie," he says. She smiles. "Nice to see you back in 3 dimensions." He leans closer. "You shrunk it." She leans back. "You left it." Oh, it was on. Meanwhile, Luna's psychic roommate has a vision while microwaving noodles. Something cosmic is brewing. Smells like heartbreak and polyester. Luna rolls her eyes. That's just Trixia again. But when she sees Zephyr on the news, a meteor landed near a taco truck against him, her heart starts glowing like a dying phone trying to reconnect to Wi-Fi. Plot twist. Trixia had swapped destinies years ago, a little dark deal with a time merchant. Now Luna's real destiny, and Zephyr's heart, was tangled in a cosmic loophole that made Trixia look like the heroine, while Luna just kept getting mysteriously tired whenever Zephyr was near. Basically, Trixia had her destiny catfished. Final showdown, an abandoned planet. A storm of glowing clothes, because magic laundry, obviously. Zephyr stands between the two women, one glowing with power, the other with love. Trixia sneers, "You'll never know the difference." Luna smirks, "Honey, I am the difference." She throws the hoodie back at Zephyr. It lands in his arms, smelling like home and betrayal. He looks down, and inside the pocket there's a small folded note. "You always come back. That's how I know it's real." Trixia dissolves into glittery karma dust. The hoodie rethreads itself around Luna like a cloak of truth. Zephyr laughs, breathlessly. "Still smells like you." She shrugs. "Farted in it before you showed up." And that's how the universe reset itself. Love restored. Hoodie reclaimed. Destinies unswapped. And one petty goblin named Trixia permanently unfollowed from all timelines. Zephyr and Luna now run a small interdimensional laundromat for cursed clothes. Motto: we clean your timeline, not just your stains.
Until next time, your Sea Star Curacy, channeled by 3611027, the Beautiful Whisperer. Our Sea Star Devalan CO. Apply the news you can use.